Hey everybody, Jay Barino here, welcome back. It's IXION, we're continuing Chapter 2, and the end of the last one started to get a little dicey. We're in a dicier position now, just because the amount of resources we need to stay afloat with the hull repair is quite a lot. We are recycling a little bit, so that's helpful. But the general plan right now is I'm just trying to collect as much science as I can, so that we can start generating more of our own science via the intelligent lab. And then I want to get some of the basic upgrades here for our polymer and electronics factories, such that 4 carbon now produces 5 polymers, so you save 1 carbon every time. That's a 20% increase right there in terms of the amount of, or I should say a 20% decrease in the amount of carbon needed to make 1 polymer. That's pretty big, and polymer has been an issue just in terms of keeping up with our power. That's more of a hard mode thing. If you were playing on normal difficulty, you'd have more power at this point. Your solar power would just generate more at this point. We really need to consider stability at this point as well. Very important. I am trying to get rid of this.
A probe has completed its scan.
We're just going to slowly move the stuff out of here so I can demolish all this, and then I can start building a memorial. Which is going to go here. Eventually, this is going to be a battery. For later. For later. I think that's how I have it set up. Hang on, I got to check my build. Yeah, this road back here is superfluous, but we needed to demolish these structures. Okay, get rid of it. Get rid of it. We can afford some homelessness, just like we did in Chapter 1. We can afford it. The people that live in Sector 1 are used to this, okay? We are struggling with polymer, and also in order to keep scanning. Oh, an accident. I'm shocked. Okay, so accidents. Everyone now suddenly has grown a second left foot. There's going to be accidents constantly. The plus side is, as long as we don't go into extra hours, it's not going to be terrible. No active health sector buildings. Oh, it's because the accident was in the infirmary. Okay, that's fine. 1 cycle. They'll live, and then they'll be able to be housed in there momentarily. Okay, carbon is coming in, but until I can get the upgrade, I'm not messing with it. We have to be very careful about accidents here, because the number of people that can have accidents in these is very high. It's very, very high. So we might even want to get a second a second infirmary. In fact, I am going to preemptively do that. We do have a lot of extra workers here, so we should be okay on that front. Just pause that for now, and then we can just power this down once it's built. Should be fine. And then we have to start thinking about our food, because we are thawing more and more people. We can afford to make the fusion. We can start using ice now. But that requires a new supply line as well. Scary stuff. So we're going to throw down a fusion station here. And, yeah, that should be fine. Again, I'm checking my build layout. Yeah, this is appropriate. And then we give you a road right there. I'm going to put an alternative life center here, the club, as the kids call it. The reason that I have this workshop set up like that is having extra space to put food it's just valuable, because you need to distribute this food all across the station. So because of that, it's good to have multiple stockpiles so that you have multiple trucks. Just something to keep in mind. So I'm going to demolish this, because, again, we're going to have to build the... I mean, I built one early last video, or early 2 videos ago. Just funny that now it's coming due. All right, we only have polymer for, like, 1 more probe. Let's prioritize carbon. It's fine. We're going to get more carbon. I'm not worried about it if really, at this point, the only issue is carbon. And there's plenty on the map still. It's just I want to smelt it as efficiently as possible. Not smelt it, but I want to use it as efficiently as possible, which means this upgrade, which we'll be able to get here soon. It's just this is waiting for Quicksilver to drop everything off. How are we doing? 33 of 66. So one more round. That's quite a lot of steel to have to use for that.
A probe has completed its scan.
So what I'm going to do, this is a placeholder, but we're going to put this here because we're going to need to train some colonists. It's a lot of chips. We have just enough, and we've been producing a bunch over here. Again, that's a placeholder. I'm actually going to put down a bunch of placeholder stuff right now. So, like, you're going to go here. And then one of them is going to go up there. It's going to fit nice and snug. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it should fit nice and snug in there. And then memorials are the next thing as well. We got room here. We have room here soon. I think if I dispose of this road, then it can go here. Pause, and then I guess we can keep this. Yeah, we can keep this one for now. And then just keep bringing in ice because we're going to need more ice pretty soon. Notice the accident situation has picked up dramatically. Okay, we're going to turn this off. Power is okay. Workers and food, we're above 100%, so we can keep thawing. I think we can get through thawing all these people and stay above 100% food production. That being said, we are dependent on our mushroom farms, and if we don't have enough waste to run them, then that's a problem. I could turn this off because there's not enough waste in it to even be useful. And we want it set so that Sector 6, it is sending waste out. It just prioritizes giving waste to this. Are we? Okay, Quicksilver's making its last trip. My goodness. Everyone's mining something. Finish the silicon, then go for the carbon. You guys continue mining here. There's plenty of iron on the map. It's just trying to keep up with everything. And we have to make batteries here soon so we can start moving the Tycoon. The batteries are okay in Sector 1 and 2 mostly, but we need the alloy to build over in Sector 6. So let me see where I have these planned to make these, because I also have to set up my memorials and stuff over here. So this one we want a Marduk memorial, because that gets a bonus for industrialized areas. Not immediately, but it will help. And I guess we're just stuck with Tier 1 batteries for now. So we're going to do this. I mean, we're going to need a lot of these for now. For now. This is where we're going to put the alternative life center. Again, I'm mostly just planning this out so that when something starts hitting drastically, I can immediately build something to address either we can afford batteries or we need stability. Then we can start prioritizing this. And then this area right here will fit a nice, very large battery later in the game. But right now, it can't be done. So I think we're going to need 5 batteries just based on the power consumption. That's 123. No, this is 140, and we have 4.3 cycles. We have 6 batteries. So we're going to do 5 batteries. That should be enough. I think realistically, 3.2 is enough. I can always get one more and just stick it right there. Should be okay. That's gone, so we can go ahead and move alternate life center here. Again, that's paused. And then I had a memorial over here previously, but I deleted it. But now, no, we don't want the lunacism. We want the genetic conitis, because that benefits from a food specialization. Not right away. It comes with research, but it'll be valuable eventually. This all costs quite a lot of chips, so that's unfortunate. How does this fit? I think I do something like this. And then I put a house in there. So it's not the most ideal of setups, but it's fine. You can be ice still. Sector 1 now has a homeless problem. We can put a building right there. Oh, yeah, you've been sending to Sector 1 this whole time, huh? That's fine. I mean, we needed the buffer of workers over there. If I want to turn on the other silicon here, I could. I have enough workers. I have enough workers for that and the recycler. I just don't have enough waste, realistically, to keep up with it. So we're going to send everybody to Sector... Wait, how's Sector 2 doing? Sector 2 is fine. And eventually we're going to start recycling these, and I think we have more efficient worker usage when we build crop farms. But not yet. Sector 2 is requesting an electronics piece. Sector 6... I guess we have none in stock. We use that. This one's failed to transfer, probably because is it because there's not a place to store them over here? Let's do this. I don't know if the fusion station is really what I should be focusing on right now. It's not that power and worker intensive though, so we can turn it on and start boiling the water, boiling the ice. Okay, can this be done? I really need this science. The Tycoon is still in a pretty good position in terms of like where it is in the system relative to... Yeah, do that. And then ice, I guess, for you. I mean, yeah, sure. We've got the probe. We might as well use it. More carbon up there. Silicon. Sure. I'm leaning towards batteries now, just so we can move a little closer to the resources that we need. And if we want to do the colonization, we need this. I don't really want to do the colonization. I'm gonna be real with you. It's not my favorite thing. Phenomena have been discovered on Parenti 85 that appear to defy the Coriolis effect. Particles specific to self-similar space were also detected. These clearly play a major role in the complex balance of forces present on Parenti 85. Sure. Give me that 100 science. I demand it. I need it, and I demand it. Food. Still over 100? Yeah, we're gonna be able to thaw everybody available. Then we can turn these off. We're gonna be getting a lot more cryopods relatively soon, though. Everywhere's got some homelessness. I don't love that. And we are a little short on alloy right now. But why? Is there a reason you're not emptying? Oh. Whoops. Haha! Pause all of these, please. And get my internal... Yeah, get our internal, economy back up and running so I can turn these back on soon. Get everyone nice and stocked up. Are we at 100%? Yeah, go ahead and turn these on for a little bit. Hang on. Polymer refinery. Research that. And... what's the most value we can get as well? I mean, we could turn on the repair efficiency to save us some more iron. It's 5% more. Alternatively, probably getting the alloy development would be the next most important thing so that we can save our money there. I'm going to also turn this off and only process it once we can get that research. We can get all three of those, no problem at this point. All right, Parenti 85 is done. I'm going to send the sensitive out to the Protagoras. Okay, the hull is fine. Let's go ahead and continue these. One at a time, please. Fusion thing is done. We have to turn these on. Do we have enough workers for it? Barely. Where have I been sending most work? We have a lot of... Well, it's because we turned all these off. So we need 30, 60, 75 workers, 90 workers, if we want to turn them all on. 105. We have that, actually, but I don't want to move any workers. Nothing here is turned off, so we can actually move a few workers from here over to the right. So we're going to move 10. Yeah, let's move 10 workers from Sector 1 to Sector 2 so that we can turn these on and start feeding the ice machine. We have nothing to water, but it needs to work and turn it into water in the first place, so we'll make sure that that happens. Food, 109%, and these are done, so turn these off. That frees up some workers as well.
Population transfer complete.
Okay, chemical baths is done, so that means you're on, and you're on. Let's just, now we can start processing that carbon more efficiently.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Protagoras, let's go. Main objective. Our probe has succeeded in locating the Protagoras. Visuals reveal that the DOLOS station is encased in ice. It is not transmitting any signals. We are holding position next to the Protagoras. Its hull has been ripped open and its exterior systems are severely damaged. Although the outer superstructure appears to be more advanced, its similarities to the Tycoon are striking. To access the station's main computer systems and retrieve Vol coordinates, we must first break through the ice and get on board. Yep, drill through. Let's do it. And I also kind of need to make a second science ship. We can disconnect it from... Like, I just need to build it. And you'll see later. I just need to build it. So, is anybody not really... I mean, everybody's working right now, to be clear. So, I don't really... Let's just very briefly stop the Quicksilver from working. And we're going to unassign it. And I'm going to build a science ship. I have no polymer to do it, but we'll have it soon. Then, turn this on.
Warning. Hull integrity below 10%.
Sector 1 has a ton of people who can't fit inside the flippin' infirmary. Because of course they do. So let's put down another infirmary here. I have the alloy to make that, no problem. Oh, the accident was in the tech lab, and so that a lot of people got injured, it looks like. Okay, we need to get this built before they die. It just says after a few cycles. So I think we're okay. We just really need that to finish. Please. Okay, and then the worker has to build it. The accidents are really coming in hot now. I have workers here now. Not a ton, but I can turn this on at least. You get turned off, please. And just supply from this one for now. Okay, they're safe. So many injured people. Oh my gosh. 30 injured people. Okay, we got the steel mill upgrade, so we're going to grab electronics factory, and I need that infirmary upgrade now to increase the number of people that can fit inside. Because those accidents are coming in hot, like I mentioned. So, did my science ship finish? It's still building. It's done. Gear? You're not gonna like this, okay? But we're gonna send you to Rakatansky D79. You're just gonna sit up there for a really long time until basically the very end, okay? We don't need you doing anything. So we can unassign you, and we can bring Quicksilver back in. And Quicksilver, you can go back to bringing in iron. That's fine. Eventually, we're going to need someone to bring in ice.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, Protagoras, ice has been broken. We've entered the Protagoras. There are signs of past conflict and floating corpses everywhere. We found numerous cryopods, probably from emergency crew evacuation procedures. Many of the station sectors are depressurized and heavily damaged. Almost all areas show signs of looting. We have managed to run diagnostic routines by connecting one of the station's terminals. Following DOLOS confidentiality protocols, the mission report on the Protagoras' status has been encrypted and can be analyzed via the tech lab. Of course. And we will leave. 950 cryopods. 60 science, though. That's good, because that's going to help us finish our resource-intensive upgrades that we have queued up. Spooky stuff. Very spooky stuff. Yeah, bring me that carbon, please. And I guess we can start blasting probes out again. I don't think we're gonna end up with enough to realistically build another solar panel this mission, but I don't think we're gonna need it if we just micromanage what gets turned on and what doesn't. Let's do that. But we still wanna probe every part of this map. Okay, we are waiting on the electronics, right? So we need that to finish before we turn this back on. We have a housing issue, but it's not drastic. It's not... It's fine. Everything is fine. Can we move the ship soon? I'm going to get another battery for here. You are only going to be electronics. And you can stay powered off. And you are now ice. Get turned on. So you can see the water. It's using the ice. Turn this on as well. So as we bring stuff in through these docks, the ice will go in here, and then it's going to get transferred out up there. It's not the most ideal of setups, but it's fine for now. This right here is temporary. This is temporary. This is very temporary as well. Soon we'll be able to increase our food, but we don't have to right now. But once we start thawing those people in the Protagoras, you best believe we're going to start having some problems. So let's resume this building.
A probe has completed its scan.
And do I have enough chips? I only have 4 across the whole station, which is barely enough to finish a lot of the things I have queued up. There's like the memorials take 2. I don't know why, but they do. Turn this off. Save the alloy, please. So here's the thing. I can build this, train the colonists, and then recycle it. So that's what I'm going to do. So Sector 1 needs all the electronics. You don't need electronics anymore. You don't need electronics anymore. So let's go ahead and build this and get those people trained. Now, unfortunately, in order to train them, it costs electronics, sure enough. So we do that, turn that on. So now it's going to be able to process a little, it's going to use the silicon a little more efficiently, just like we did with the polymer. Again, it's the little, like, semi-min-maxy stuff. Advanced analytics would be good, but we need the designed instruction. This just gets us more science. Similar with the mining ships, they extract more resources from a deposit, but we need designed instruction. Designed instruction just means that construction speed is slightly higher. That's a little silly. We don't need that. I could get the next level of the alloy, like to better use our iron. Because, like, frankly, there's not... I mean, 1,800 is quite a lot, but we do consume it at a pretty fast rate, and we're expanding really fast. So, a couple things. Some of the things we unlocked here, algae farms, really, really powerful food structure, which I am prepared to make. We're going to need drone bay eventually, but not immediately. The train station. This requires electronics, but we can use electronics and alloy to get very, very low footprint stability. So I'm leaning towards that, weirdly enough. I could also just grab the repair efficiency. Really can't hurt. I mean, what it hurts is that we don't have unlimited science. We have enough science maybe to get, like, one more helpful thing. But the train station is 90. I'm going to tell you something, though. I think we're really going to need it. I think we're really going to need it. We also could, get more food with the insect farms. I'm going to do the train station. The issue is, like, we're going to have to pay to make the train station, but that's a problem for another day. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I take it back. I think we need more beds. Or we can go for the Demotic Quarter. If we have enough steel, then we can upgrade all of our optimized quarters to Demotic Quarters. That gives us an extra stability, and it'll house way more people. But we need more steel. We need a lot more steel. So we could do panel purification, and then we could get Demotic Quarters, or we can just go straight for trains. I think the trains might be a little preemptive, but I think we're gonna need them by the end of this chapter. Just because we have some stability losses coming up. I'll say that we're gonna have some stability losses. So 10 out. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. It's a third saved versus another mere 5% of savings on the EVA airlock. We're not going to need, soon enough, we won't need alloy. Right now, we do. We consume a lot of it really fast. But soon enough, it's not going to be a big deal. Man, it's hard. I think trains might actually be the right choice here, just because... Simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, let's do it. Trains. Hopefully I don't regret that decision. We really need these chips. Can I afford to turn the recycler back on? Yes. Do I have enough power? Yes. Barely. This is only 2 power, and it only requires 4 workers, so that's great. Okay, and then we have to call the chips that we have at the other parts of the station in order to turn this on. What else do I have that uses chips that I could recycle? I guess I don't need the DLS center currently. I talked about keeping it, but I guess I don't really need it, do I? It's alright, we're making chips. I think we need 4 in order to fully feed everybody. Alright, you guys are picking up iron. That's good, that's good. You're picking up... Once this is collected, go ahead and start bringing in ice. And polymer's looking healthy now. Again, I doubt that I'm going to be able to... I really doubt that I'm going to be able to build another solar thing. But if we get close, I'll do it. I don't know if we're going to have enough electronics, actually. We could recycle into electronics. That's a possibility as well. Food is at 110. I just have to keep an eye out and make sure that our trash economy can keep up with the necessary food requirements. Eventually, I'm going to have to get rid of all of these, and I'm going to make crop farms, and the ice is going to water them, and everything's going to be great. Then we're going to have way more food than we need once we set those up, at least for a while. But that's dependent on us having enough ice. So now we can train colonists. It just requires, I think we need 60 colonists total to do this, to do the full colonization at this point. I think we're going to have enough silicon to be able to do that. It's just going to take some time, and then we can do the colonization mission. Once we have enough batteries, we can float up here, and we can start, harvesting. I don't want to... I mean, what I can do is I can reveal the resources back here. It's just... Then I'd have to go through individually and click them all and tell my stuff like, no, don't harvest that, no, don't harvest that, blah, 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 blah. It's annoying to have to do that with your whole fleet. Okay, you both are harvesting silicon. You can go to ice when you're done. Every time there's an accident, you gotta just go through, double check, and make sure we're not in, sad boy territory. Why are you happy, but you're not? Oh, because I have the memorial built. I guess I actually fully built that one. Okay, that's fine.
Administrator, a new request awaits
No,
your attention.
don't. I don't want to hear the requests. We're over hours here, by the way. We're getting kind of close there. Got plenty of people here because I'm never gonna. I don't think I'm ever gonna turn this on. I'm never gonna build it, so it's fine to sit there. But we don't need nearly as many workers here. So I'm gonna just take 10 workers and throw them over here. We have 21 people injured. My gosh. So just give them 10 from Sector 6 to Sector 1. The train station will help them move between these sectors very quickly as well. Can we turn something off in the meantime? Not really. I could turn off this polymer storage. It's not doing anything for it. Well, I'm still going to launch probes. Ice storage is off. Electronics I kind of need on. By the way, oh, it's off already. Here, turn off this EV airlock, and then we could turn the auto repair back on. That keeps us positive, just not very much. Okay, hold on to your butts. What is this going to be? What are they asking for? Nothing. We just lost stability. I told you it was coming. The crew lives in anguish of having spent too long in a planetary system unsuited to our ongoing objectives, resulting in an increase in the severity of dead Earth sickness cases. Klein-Munchi algorithms suggest that the Tycoon must continually progress in its mission if the sickness is to be kept under control. Acknowledged. So we offset it by having a memorial in the industrial sector. We're negative here. We're at, negative 0.2% trust per cycle. We can afford that. It's okay. For now. For now. What I need to do is get this built. The DLS Center, the Alternative Life Center costs workers. This costs no workers, but it requires electronics, which I don't have many of. And I'm using them to train colonists right now. So what I'll do is I'm going to build this just to get us out of that negative trend. It's not... Negative trend is really not that big of a deal. It's okay. Our level 2 food is actually giving us the food specialization tier 2 is getting there for us. Okay, looks like a lot of people came out of the hospital as well. Ooh, that's close. That's close. If there's another accident in the food sector, we're going to have problems with workers. It's weird because it seemed like it's not like anybody left the hospitals, but now suddenly did I transfer from the wrong sector? Did I go from sector 2 to sector? I don't know what I did wrong, but we'll just move a few people. Getting the trains built also will get people moved a lot faster. I could deconstruct the cryonic center. We're gonna need it again, but when that's the case, we can just rebuild it.
Population transfer complete.
We can just rebuild it at that point, just so that we can get this going. Which also allows us to continue training colonists. Batteries. We can afford to make these now, I think. Just go one at a time, because our alloy income is pretty good. Yeah, trains, that's right. We might as well do the Protagoras black box first, and then queue the trains up after. Train stations, yeah, they give you +1 stability per sector. They're expensive, though. I think they each cost 1 or 2 electronics, and then like 60 or 70... It's basically the cost of a memorial. It's kind of the same, except there's no footprint, which is a really big deal. I could recycle into chips, because I think my steel income is fine. Just get this out of here. I don't need it right now. I mean, we have a lot of silicon, but I don't have enough workers. Close, actually. All right, let's listen.
Administrator, analysis of the Protagoras has been completed. Frozen, mostly depressurized and out of power, the Protagoras has suffered critical internal and external damage. Sectors 3 and 4 do remain sealed and pressurized. Signs of looting are present throughout the structure, with reports indicating that UN forces attacked, wiping out whatever resistance had been present. They have destroyed and gutted the infrastructure required to generate full jump coordinates. The devices containing the coordinates of Remus have been taken by the Etimanenko. We have received a message from the PA of the Protagoras, Valhalla.
Administrator, part of me remembers you.
Completed its scan.
I am glad to see you and your crew are still alive. And to be carrying IXION, what an achievement. My mind is going. I can feel it. The Protagoras, designed to be an ark for what remained of mankind, was attacked by the UN superstructure, the Etimanenki. Before my last electric breath, I have launched decryonization protocols. With only 2 sectors left, the surplus population will be transferred to the Tycoon. Please help the Protagoras. I have programmed a delayed data transfer that will send across the Etimanenki's self-similar signature once you have guaranteed the integrity of this structure. They plan to reach Remus. Follow their full signature, and you will find our new home. What you will do once you reach your destination is only up to you. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light, and many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
Administrator, new mission objectives have been set. To receive the Etimanenki signature, we will need to free the Protagoras from the ice, perform critical repairs, provide resources to support their crew, and via a connection to the Tycoon, reboot the core systems of the Protagoras.
Okay. So this is where the end of the chapter, there's still more I want to do. We have a lot to mine that will give us a lot of breathing room, but what we really need to do is move up to Rakatansky with the Tycoon, and then move the Tycoon to Chevy 34. We can do the research here, which it's a relatively low reward, but it does put you in range of a bunch of carbon and silicon that we can grab. Once we gobble that up, we go back to Rakatansky, then back to DeVille. We also built a second science ship that's just chilling over here. We're going to worry about that later. I talked about getting the Beyond Time and Space achievement. Rakatansky is going to require, like I had mentioned previously, a sacrifice. So, to do this, we have to send a grand total of 200 steel, 60 polymer, and 100 food. The food is not the problem. I can be confident about that, but the polymer and the food... the polymer and the steel is not fun. We very well might have to recycle some stuff. Okay, train one more set of colonists, and then we could go and we could do our colonization mission. I need to finish my batteries in Sector 6. They are actually done. We have a good chunk of power right now, so I could go ahead and start floating. I think it's actually the right choice to be making chips at this point. Sector 1, 1 chip, 2 chip, 1 chip. Okay, well, we're back up to 5 chips, so that's good. That means we could finish... We don't need this right now, but we will. We are going to actually need the... we're going to need the alternative life center pretty soon. So we're going to do trains, and yeah, then I'm going to get additional beds, because getting demotic quarters actually requires an electronics chip for every single structure, so that's not an easy upgrade. So we're going to need to get further with our housing, or we could expand into another sector and just make more optimized quarters. I don't like that idea. We could expand to another sector and just make cell housing, but then that's going to struggle with stability as well. So there's a few options to take here. I don't like any of them. But it is what it is. We've got to figure it out. We can go and start bringing in more people, and we'll figure out where to shove them. We just got to put them somewhere. That way we'll have them so that we can make sure we're properly crewed. Looking at this again, Sector 6 is the one, just because it's taking a really long time to charge these batteries. So what are we at? We got 2.7. So if I want to fly here, that's 2.1. So go ahead and take me. Fly me to the moon.
Warning. Hull integrity below 10%.
Hang on. We can repower this, and we could turn these on. We're taking extra damage because we're floating through flipping space debris. Okay, the downside, though, is that the sensitive is stuck at the Protagoras. So actually, we can use our other science ship that I put up at Rakatansky, again, for other purposes, but now we can use it. We'll dock it with the... what I'm going to do is come in here, and then we're going to unassign the sensitive, because it's stuck at the Protagoras right now. And then we're going to assign the gear. And we are going to... We're going to leave it docked right now, because we're going to bring it with us as we go to Chevy, whatever. Man, I almost do have enough carbon to just make more... To make another solar thing. The problem is if I do that, I might not have enough to give to the Protagoras. Okay, we've really explored pretty much everything except what's going to be over here. Let's just wait for our batteries to charge, and then we'll go up to Rakatansky next. We're just very far away from everything that's mineable at this point, so that's a bit of a bummer. Everybody is assigned to mine ice eventually if they're out of other things to mine, so that's fine. You go to silicon next, and then ice, and then ice. Yeah, you're all picking stuff up. This is good. I mean, all of our factories are working full throttle right now. I guess we could power these down. Just to give us some solar leeway so we can charge the batteries a little faster. Probe has completed its scan. Like I mentioned, Chapter 2, it feels like you've got a lot to work with at the beginning, and then it starts to get really tight really quick towards the end. It really creeps up on you. There's a big ice chunk there. Again, ice is not really the issue right now, just because we're not really... we don't need to upgrade our food capacity. We will, though, once we start taking on these 850 cryopods. It's a lot, but we're going to get them all, just because we can use the crew. We will use the crew. Okay, we've made 60 colonists, and I think that's all we need for this chapter, so we get rid of this. We don't need it. Okay, and then I'm going to... 3.5 is the lowest. So it's 3.2. Cool. We actually got a little extra power just because from the batteries because we turned off a lot of stuff in this sector. Just speed me up, please. Anytime we're doing it's spooky. This is really spooky. Don't go through the storm. I might lose a miner just cuz he's a silly man. But it needs to dock. Well, that's a bummer. Is there anything I can do about this? It's going back to repair itself. Yeah, I didn't expect it was going to take that path to get back. It's almost definitely going to die. There's a chance it won't, but it will. It's immediately. It didn't even. There wasn't even a hesitation. It just yeeted itself as soon as it could. That was the first mining ship we ever built. Okay, well, there's going to be losses sometimes. What's nice here is all of my cargo ships are like right here, so I can actually dock them all. And we can bring in our mining ships as well. that hopefully won't just go through a flippin' storm. Because we're bringing everybody with us as we go to Chevy, whatever. Now we can start launching probes out here. See, there's some good mineral chunks here. So we can really stock up. We do have to wait for our batteries. That's gone, thankfully. It's a silly place, silly structure. Okay, that stuff's all going to stay docked. I just got to wait for these mining ships. There's really nothing I am doing in the meantime. I can rebuild my cryo... my human popsicle unfreezer. I can start building my alternative life centers as well. We're going to need those, and we have plenty of... we've got plenty of resources, so go ahead and build that. How much power and workers? We're good. Oh, yeah, we're fine. Well, we have to turn on a bunch of these factories. 10 workers and 6 power. I'm just going to build them and leave them powered off because we don't need them yet, but we will eventually. So that's why, we queue them up. It's quite a lot of steel. Those will get built eventually, and as soon as we get to where we're going, we can turn our factories back on. We're just waiting for our mining ships to dock. Unfortunately, there isn't just like a dock all situation. That would be really handy, but we don't have it. Okay, how long? 3.6? And our lowest sector is 3.2. Even with all these batteries ready to go, huh? We're going to turn off the fusion station. That gives me enough. I mean, we're not using the fusion station right now, so we just move. It was really just to prepare the water, just to make sure we had water for when we want to use it, which will be in this chapter. So we're going to come here. We're going to do everything we can do, gather everything we can gather, and then we are going to get the heck out of here, and we are going to go and do our colonization mission. Give me the iron, too. Perfect. And then we're going to go and do our colonization mission, and then we are going to do what remains of the Protagoras, which is we just have to give them so many resources, like an insane amount of resources. We are going negative on hull integrity, and that's with every single one running. So I don't love that.
Caution. Entering stellar storm. That's
done. That's not quite... You know what? Pause this. We got to make sure that we can repair... Actually, we're topped up on hull. We'll make it through the stellar storm, no problem. Just turn this off. And then that one's done as well. Okay, so we have alternative life centers in every place. We just take a lot of damage going through this. Our probes don't, though, weirdly enough. Okay, we're out of the stellar storm. And I am going to go ahead and assign people to start mining.
A probe has completed its scan.
And our transports are just going to sit until... We're going to have to micromanage this because I don't want to lose any.
Arrived at its destination.
Okay, let's go ahead and start Chewie 34. Our probe has detected an abnormally high concentration of metal isotopes within Chevy 34's core. We've reached the core of Chevy 34. Metallic and prismatic formations rise from its surface, reaching impressive heights that disappear into the gaseous atmosphere. Some are surrounded and spanned by geometric rock clusters accumulated during the slow growth process of the formations. They shear the winds that sweep across Chevy 34's core. Same thing we establish for exploration. This costs us a lot of our alloy. I guess we'll do one of you guys. And we need to turn our factories back on. Go ahead. And in terms of workers and power, we could also turn these on. Oh, I guess I never turned the electronics factory off. Train station has been unlocked. So when we click on this now, we can build these. This actually gets our population transfer up and moving really, really fast. It's just the electronics cost is no joke. I think actually having our recycler on electronics has been good. We're gonna be short on electronics here pretty soon. First it was polymer, now it's electronics. It's always alloy. It never stops. It never stops. I'd love to get this built as well, but we need to build back up our alloy stockpiles. If we take a look out here, we just want to keep an eye out on what is available. So we got some hydrogen, and then out here is some ice. I mean, we can harvest it, but it's not that valuable. And then we need to go ahead and start having our folks bring this stuff in. So you guys bring in the silicon. That's actually quite a bit. That's nice. And then you guys bring in the carbon. And then when you're done, grab the iron. We just want to keep a very close watch on our miners and make sure that...
Caution. Hull integrity below 50%.
50%? I sleep? We just have these guys go ahead and grab the ice that's over here once they're done. Okay, batteries are recharging. Very slowly because we don't have much available solar power. So this is very min-max. You don't really have to... You don't have to go this way. And having to spend 20 polymer to rebuild a mining ship was harmful. There is a good amount of carbon here, but the amount that we're going to get, I mean, like, just these two alone kind of forced, you know, it was what we had to pay for just to get here. So I'm not pleased with that. But we're going to get some science. We're going to get some ice and silicon, and, you know, it's fine. Actually, it seems like the biggest haul is the silicon. Just want to keep a very close eye on them. I'll tell you what. We're going to go ahead and end the video here. And I am just going to chill a little bit off camera and make sure this all gets collected appropriately. When I come back, we'll be scooping it all up with our cargo ships. And then we can do the Chevy science stuff. All right, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.